The arena lights dimmed. The deafening roar of the crowd faded into a haunting silence. And just like that, the sports and entertainment world had a new, tragic obsession. Today, we are looking at the heartbreaking death of NBA star Brandon Clarke at just 29.
It's such a heavy story.
Welcome to Starscope Report. Join Jordan and Jamie as they uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals. From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
And this deep dive is definitely going to take us to some unexpected places.
It really is. We are unpacking a huge stack of breaking sources for you today. We're pulling from the Associated Press, The Guardian, Hindustan Times, and Hoops Rumors.
Yeah, and the goal here isn't just to, rattle off a timeline of a tragic news cycle.
Exactly. We want to piece together his final days, look at these really shocking legal troubles that popped up, and just examine the incredible legacy of Memphis Grizzlies forward Brandon Clarke.
Right. Because you really have to emphasize that this isn't just a sports story. I mean, it's a deeply human tragedy.
Yeah.
It's about immense pressure, excruciating physical pain, and a life that was cut devastatingly short.
It shatters this illusion we have, right? Like, you see a 29-year-old athlete with a $52 million contract, and you assume they're invincible.
Oh, absolutely. You think they're living in a fortress.
Right. But let's set the scene, because the reality is so much darker. It was Monday, May 11, 2026. The Los Angeles Fire Department responds to a medical emergency at a home in the San Fernando Valley.
And the details from the scene are
Jordan.
just heartbreaking.
Paramedics arrived, but it was too late. They pronounced him dead right there at the scene.
Yeah. According to the reporting from NBC News and the Associated Press, authorities actually found drug paraphernalia in the home.
Which is just, wow.
I know. The LAPD is currently investigating it as a possible overdose. Now, they've made it clear that no foul play is suspected, but, an official autopsy is still pending.
Just reading the immediate public reaction across the internet, it is visceral. The shock is just everywhere.
Oh, the social media response was immediate.
Yeah, like his Grizzlies teammate, Ja Morant, he posted this heartbreaking Instagram message, just super raw. He wrote, "Love you, broski. Gone way too soon."
And then you read this statement from his agency, Priority Sports.
Yeah, what did they say again?
They called him, quote, "the gentlest soul who was the first to be there for all of his friends and family."
That really gets you. The gentlest soul.
It does. It highlights this huge disconnect between the fierce gladiator we see on the basketball court and the quiet vulnerability of the actual person behind closed doors.
It makes you think about how isolated these celebrities can be.
Definitely. I mean, we think wealth and a massive support staff shield them from everyday suffering.
Right, like they have an army of doctors and chefs and therapists.
Exactly. But that same fame can actually amplify their isolation. When you're the star, the one everyone relies on, admitting you're in severe pain, whether that's physical or mental, it feels like a weakness.
Yeah, especially in professional sports where your body is literally your livelihood.
Right. The pressure to just push through it is astronomical.
But wait till you hear what came just before this. Because his death in LA is actually overshadowed by a shocking event from just 6 weeks prior.
Yeah, a sequence of events that is just baffling.
A high-speed chase that nobody saw coming. And if you're loving these twists and want to go behind the fame with us, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead.
So to really understand this, we have to jump back to April 1st, 2026.
Right. We are in Cross County, Arkansas. Picture this. A miles-long, 100-mile-per-hour police chase.
Which is terrifying in itself.
Completely. And it ends with Brandon Clarke being pulled from the vehicle and arrested.
The charges were heavy, too. Speeding, fleeing, and trafficking a controlled substance.
He was released on a $25,000 bond the very next day.
But here is the truly heartbreaking twist for you to think about. He was actually scheduled to appear for his arraignment on May 15th.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that was just 4 days after he was found dead.
That timeline is just chilling. But I want to talk about that trafficking charge because when I first read the sources, I was so confused.
It sounds like a cartel bust, right?
Exactly. You hear trafficking a controlled substance and you think massive distribution. But the authorities found over 230 grams of kratom.
Right.
Kratom. I mean, 230 grams is basically just a standard pouch of herbal powder you can buy at a supplement store.
It is. And this brings us to a massive gray area.
Could this substance meant to heal a broken athlete be the very thing that broke him? Like, was he a criminal trafficking drugs or just a desperate athlete trying to self-medicate his shattered body?
It's almost certainly the latter. Let's break down what kratom actually is, because the Mayo Clinic and health officials have a lot to say about it.
Yeah, what exactly does it do?
So it's an herbal extract from a tree native to Southeast Asia. People use it primarily for pain relief and anxiety.
Okay.
At low doses, it acts like a stimulant, gives you energy, but at high doses, it acts as a heavy sedative. It severely dulls nerve endings.
Which sounds exactly like what an athlete with chronic joint pain would be looking for.
Exactly. But the legal whiplash here is insane. Kratom is perfectly legal in Tennessee.
Which is where the Memphis Grizzlies play.
Right. You can buy it at a gas station there. But Arkansas, which is just a short drive across the river.
Literally just across the bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
In Arkansas, it is classified as a Schedule I controlled substance.
Oh.
So by just crossing the state line with the store-bought supplement, he was suddenly facing a felony trafficking charge.
That is just, it's so arbitrary. But it also exposes how desperate these athletes get.
It does. The physical toll of the NBA is just brutal. And federal reports have actually issued severe warnings about kratom.
Yeah, I read something about it having opioid-like effects.
Yes. There's a specific compound in it, 7-hydroxymetragenine, that targets the same receptors in the brain as prescription painkillers.
So it's highly addictive.
It carries significant risks, including dependency. But athletes fall into this unregulated gray area because they're terrified of getting hooked on traditional prescription opioids, or they want to avoid strict NBA drug testing.
It's like they're caught between a rock and a hard place. They just want the pain to stop so they can do their jobs.
Right. And later in the deep dive, we'll talk about the shocking physical toll his body actually took.
Yeah, the unbelievable twist of fate that kept him off the court and perhaps drove him to the edge.
You really have to understand his physical breakdown to grasp the full tragedy here.
Well, let's look at his rise first, because it was incredible. He was born in Vancouver, raised in Phoenix.
A dual citizen.
Right, and he always dreamed of playing for Team Canada.
His college career was just phenomenal, especially his glory days at Gonzaga.
Oh, man. The 2019 NCAA tournament.
Yes. Do you remember that game against Baylor?
I do. He dropped 36 points and 5 blocks.
Which is a jaw-dropping stat. Just to give you guys listening some context, he joined only Shaquille O'Neal and David Robinson in achieving those exact numbers in a tournament game.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Shaq and David Robinson? That is elite company.
It's basketball royalty. And that performance is what got him drafted 21st overall in 2019.
Right, and he gets traded to the Grizzlies. He wins Summer League MVP. He is absolutely on top of the world.
He was a critical piece of their young core.
And it all culminates in October 2022. He signs a massive 4-year, $52 million extension. Generational wealth secured.
But then, and this is where this story gets so dark, came the collapse.
The injuries.
The string of injuries is horrific. It started in March 2023 against the Denver Nuggets.
He tore his left Achilles, right?
Yes, a torn left Achilles.
Yeah.
And for a player whose entire game was built on explosive leaping, it is a catastrophic injury.
I can't even imagine the rehab for that.
It's grueling. Months of complete immobilization. But the real nightmare is what happens after.
Right, because when one part of your body breaks, everything else compensates?
Exactly. In sports medicine, they talk about compensatory injuries. His brain subconsciously protected that healed Achilles by putting double the stress on his right side.
Which led to the next injury.
Yep. March 2025, he suffers a high-grade PCL sprain.
Ouch.
Then in September 2025, he needs surgery for knee synovitis.
Wait, what is synovitis?
It's severe inflammation of the lining that lubricates the knee joint. So every time he bended his knee, it was like grinding metal on metal.
Oh, that sounds agonizing.
It is. He tries one last comeback in December 2025 and suffers a calf strain.
So just to summarize this tragedy for you guys. Over his last 3 seasons, his body only allowed him to play in 72 out of a possible 246 games.
It's devastating.
And in the 2025-2026 season, the season he died, he played exactly 2 games.
2 games.
Just imagine the psychological toll of that. You're making millions, but you're trapped in a sterile rehab room watching your team play without you.
The isolation is deafening. You're battling constant pain and watching your life's work slip away.
But despite all that internal agony, you know how he's remembered off the court.
The foundation work, right?
Yeah. He launched the Brandon Clarke Foundation in 2025. And just the day before his 29th birthday, he spent the afternoon donating books to a local Memphis elementary school.
Wow.
He told the kids, quote, "I couldn't have made it here without locking in on reading."
That is beautiful. And it perfectly aligns with what NBA Commissioner Adam Silver and union executives like Andre Godala and Fred VanVleet said about him.
They all put out statements, didn't they?
Yeah, emphasizing that his legacy isn't just his stats, it's his genuine friendship, his community impact.
Stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next, because the stories behind the fame are rarely what they seem.
It really leaves you with a philosophical reflection to mull over.
Yeah, how so?
Well, consider the unseen cost of modern entertainment. We cheer for these modern-day gladiators under the bright arena lights. We expect them to be superhuman.
We really do?
But when the Achilles tears and the cameras turn away to the next rookie, they're left completely alone. They have to manage excruciating physical pain and silence.
It's a dark reality.
Brandon Clarke was 29. He was wealthy and deeply loved, yet he still succumbed to the shadows. It makes you wonder, how many other athletes are silently navigating this dangerous intersection of physical trauma, performance pressure, and unregulated pain management right now?
You've been listening to Star Scoop Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.